This is what I eat in a week as a cookbook author. These are some delicious and nourishing meals. I do work from home, so I hope that these meals inspire you to cook yourself something delicious this week. Happy Monday. Today for lunch we are going to be making a very simple noodle soup, and also we have new additions to the kitchen. Look at these cute little trinket trays that I got. I actually think that they're probably for butter, but they're Wedgwood, and I got them from an estate sale with my friend, and I love this because if you know me, I take off my rings when I'm cooking. I put them in a corner, and many times it'll take me hours to find them. So I started having a dedicated trinket tray for my rings when I'm cooking. Let me know which one you like more. One of these is a flower and the other one is a strawberry. I think I like the strawberry one more, so I'm gonna use it. Scallions, thank God. You always need scallions. And then we also have some mushrooms and cabbage. And for protein, I have some chicken. Oh, we also have a little bit of basil for a garnish and cilantro. So I'm going to wash everything, cut everything up, and then I'll start making our noodle soup. For the soup base, I think I'm gonna use miso and dashi, and we're gonna use rice noodle. A bunch of my scallions in the beginning of the week. That way I have them throughout the week and it makes garnishing it a lot easier. They're all chopped and nice and crispy now. I'm gonna set these aside, and then I'm going to saute my mushrooms along with some other aromatics, and that will just make it nice and fragrant. And I'm just gonna do like a very, very rough chop and then rinse this. And this will be really nice as a finisher for our noodle soup. Just having garnish is amazing. So it's something that I always prioritize. Even if I don't have much in the fridge, I always have a bunch of herbs for garnish. So, and then we're gonna do a little bit of fresh garlic. And so I'm gonna be using this. I'm gonna be frying everything up. I'm using it also as the soup. We're gonna put this over here. And with this, I'm going to rinse it and stop the cooking with cold water. I need to get a strainer, but you know, that's fine. Way too much cabbage. Shrimp. Okay. All of the cilantro. This is our lunch. It looks spectacular. It has protein, it has nutrients, it has a little bit of everything. But it looks so good. Oh my god, so good. It needs hot sauce. So, On Tuesday, I had to go get my hair done, so I did eat out. I went to a Japanese grocery store. This place is called Nijiya, and there are a lot of pre-made sushi rolls. So I went on selecting my sushi roll, and I didn't think it would be enough, so I also got an onigiri. I'm actually really nervous about filming in public because I feel like it can be so awkward sometimes. So this is me trying to go outside of my comfort zone and showing you what I'm eating in public. And the first item was was a spicy tuna roll. I really like the spicy tuna roll. I like the amount of cucumber and sprouts that they put in it. It's really delicious. And the second item is an onigiri. If you've never had an onigiri before, it's a rice ball and the inside is filled with various fillings. And this onigiri is really great because they separate the seaweed from the rice. So when you take it apart and you put it back together, the seaweed is still really, really crispy. And yeah, it was so delicious. I feel kind of naked because I just got a haircut and a perm. And it looks so good, but I'm just not used to my shorter hair. Welcome back. Today we're gonna be making a crudo, and I also found this at the supermarket, which is quite fun. It is a yuzu flavor mellow salt ramen. I don't make crudo every day or even like every month, but something in me, I don't know, I think I just feel like I deserve a treat, and what better treat than crudo? I also think that making this video series is inspiring me to cook more things outside of my regular everyday inventory. Yeah, so we're gonna make a quick crudo. We're gonna be using things that we have in our fridge. I have yellowtail, and then we are going to be making a little bit of this yuzu ramen to supplement.
And then it goes vroom. If you guys are
Salt. Here is what the fish looks like. Good. Okay. Okay. Yeah, this is gonna be mille-feuille. Final touches, the shallot. A beautiful cilantro garnish. Okay, so I just finished making our 2 plates of crudo, bought quite the amount of fish, and I'm gonna have a bite here, and then I am going to go over there and sit and eat, and then I'm gonna show you the ramen, like this one. That's so good. Here is our supplemental item, which is this yuzu ramen, and I made a soft-boiled egg to go with it. I'm surprised. I like the thin style noodle of it, like the thin style Hakata ramen. This is really good. I think it's just like a little bit too small, but with the crudo, it's like the perfect amount. I'm pleasantly surprised. So today we are going to be making chicken for lunch. We are going to be making a lemony chicken. I make this recipe so often. Whenever I don't know what to make, I instantly go for this. I would recommend not to do this the day of. Like, you can meal prep this way advanced. And I don't have a roasting rack. So what I do is I actually got this from the dollar store, and they use this on charcoal grills. But I put this on top of like a casserole dish. And this will give the feeling of roasting or air frying, and it'll make the chicken like super juicy and succulent. Succulent is such a weird word. But also, if you have any vegetables, you can put it under and it'll be seasoned with like the chicken drippings, and it's so good. So we're gonna do that, and then for the side, I'm gonna be making a lemony orzo with like peas. It doesn't take that long. It's one of those things where you just put it in the oven and you kind of like forget about it. I think the orzo comes together in like 10 minutes, so it's relatively quick and simple. And I have our rub. You can also use fresh lemons, but I find that when you're marinating with lemons, if you let it marinate for too long, the meat is a little bit too tender for my liking. The lemon garlic rub is amazing. And if you don't have lemon garlic rub, you can just use salt, any herbs that you like. Okay, so here's our chicken. I already diced it into smaller bits. tissues. Okay, so now we're a little bit lower so you can kind of see what's going on. But yeah, I really actually love doing these videos because I feel like they inspire me so much to cook, and I hope that they inspire you to cook yourself something nutritious and yummy too. I've been thinking about doing another cookbook, but it is very daunting and I am like scared a little bit because last time I did it, I didn't do anything for so long. I have metal chopsticks for me, which I think is quite nice. Really want to get better about cooking for myself because for the longest time I eat really late at night, and I also am not great at taking care of myself. So I eat at like the most irregular times, and it was really bad. And I would just kind of be so hungry and just eat whatever. And so ironically, as a cookbook author, you think that I would be better about my own food, but I wasn't for a long time. So that's why I'm making these videos, because I hope that, you know, if you're struggling with making meals at home, if you're struggling with taking care of yourself, that maybe we can just do it together. And I find that I'm more motivated when I'm doing this with you guys. I'm way more motivated because I'm like, now I'm like inspired almost to be like, oh, I want to try cooking this so I can show you all if it's actually easy to cook, or trying different recipes. Anyway, so that was like a little reason why I'm doing these videos. I posted one and I had so much fun making it. And I find that when I'm cooking, there's something about a part of my brain that shuts off and I just feel so at ease. This is what it looks like, not very appetizing in this format. Okay, that's pretty good. So I'm just going to lay it out. And I love these containers. I bought a set of glass containers because I just like using glass containers, but I really love them. I love to say the lid, it scratches when you put them in the dishwasher. So I hand wash these, but it's not too bad. I just like do a quick, see, it's so simple. You just like put a little seasoning in, like 3 ingredients. If you want to get fancy, you could like juice lemon, put like herbs on top, fresh herbs if you have them. But if not, this works too. I make this honestly so often. Oh, and perfect timing, our oven is heated. This goes in the oven, 425. My chicken is chopped a little smaller, but I would say maybe 425 for like 15 minutes. 15 actually might even be too long depending on how thick and thin your chicken pieces are. You just want to make sure that the inside is at the proper cooking temperature. So we're gonna put it in the oven and I'm gonna make my orzo. Okay, so now that that's in the oven, I'm gonna start prepping a little bit of my orzo, and I've never made this recipe before, so I'm quite excited. Okay, I am gonna be using a measuring cup for this because I want to boil off the excess liquid. So we're doing 2 servings, and I'm gonna use half cup. Like a half cup of orzo. Okay, cool. It's like a little bit more than half, but. And then I'm actually gonna saute this with a little bit of butter first. And I don't know, every time I make orzo, I found that if you just put a little bit of like a little knob of butter in, and then you, okay, that's a big knob, but that's fine. But you kind of saute it a little bit. I like the texture a little bit more. It's probably too big of a knob of butter, but that's fine. Yeah, we're getting some color now on some of the orzo, so I'm going to add my water. You can use chicken broth or water. Here you go. Cool. We're gonna top it with the basil. Take a sprig here. Our chicken is done, so we are going to plate now. So I use chicken thigh because chicken thigh is a lot easier to cook and it's more forgiving. Have our plates. I also have some spinach because we don't really have a lot of greens in this meal, so I'm gonna do a little bit of spinach. So good. Okay, and then some chicken on the side. And I don't mind eating the spinach as is, but if you need a little more dressing, I have a tiny wedge of lemon, and I'll just do like lemon and olive oil. And this is what it looks like. Butter actually also helps the orzo from sticking together. And I think it needs a little bit more salt, so I'm gonna. But yeah, it was. It took a little bit longer because I was filming. I think this can be done in 20 minutes because the orzo takes 11 minutes to cook, and then the chicken takes between 15 to 20 depending on the size of your chicken. Hi, so today we are going to be making a mille-feuille nabe. I have a big head of cabbage and some pork. It's still kind of cold right now, so I think that it'd be really fun to make. But before I do this, I'm gonna get started on my rice. And it's really simple. I actually really love using my big Le Creuset for this because I find that it retains the heat really well. This little giant Napa cabbage head. Yeah, so let me wash this and make my rice, and I'll be right back. This pork loin, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to sandwich it in between the Napa cabbage, and I'm going to arrange it in our pot. Dipping this in either ponzu or this yuzu hot sauce dressing. I'll do two. Oh my god, it's like a steamy facial. So normally I would put this on the main dining table, but I'm just putting it here and taking a bite. And this looks so beautiful. I'm just gonna have a small piece. Sometimes I like to put mushroom in this. It's so warm, and I love cooking in this because it really retains the heat and it stays hot for the entire time. Hot. It's so good. Oh my gosh, it's really hot. It's so soothing and so good, and I just love all the flavors combined in it. Oh my gosh, it's... On Saturday, my friend Morgan invited me to the flower market. The flower market just opened in San Francisco and it's really beautiful, so clean and expansive. A great place to get your florals for any of your dinner parties. And afterwards, we went to get udon. I got a mentaiko creamy udon and she got a curry udon. And this udon was so delicious. I think I want to try making it in the future. We also ended up getting a matcha from Matcha Maiko, and it was just like the perfect start to my weekend. I got this really pretty cauliflower. It feels like a cross between a cauliflower and a broccolini from the farmer's market. And so I'm gonna slice up some fresh bread and then I'm going to wash my cauliflower. And afterwards I'm gonna put it in a pan and salt it generously, add some olive oil. I'm gonna add my roasting rack on top, and now I'm gonna make a compound butter. So I have some thyme and I also am going to be using some garlic. This is actually a recipe I found from an Ottolenghi cookbook. So I'm going to be making the compound butter and spreading it on the chicken, and of course adding salt and other seasonings as well. I will have to say that the butter dripping onto the cauliflower makes it super delicious, although I did wish that the chicken would brown slightly more. I like a little bit more color on my chicken, but either way it was so delicious. And for the cauliflower, I am adding a little bit of lemon at the end and a bit of Parmesan, and serving that with some crusty bread. It's so delicious. I hope that you enjoyed these videos. I love making them for you all, and I'll see you at the next one.